And let's talk a bit about the affixes, like I was talking before. So I will show what I did to do this one. And for that, we'll go to my other screen. So here, no, this one. Great. So this is the affixing simulator. I have prepared three. I will put some links on top with all the information. I will keep them on top while I'm explaining. You can copy. They are short links, so they are easy to see. And I will start with this page. So this page is exactly what I showed in game. I have a Klaus weapon with Guardian Soul, Phase Decay, and Ether Factor. I have Phase Decay because I am a Phantom mostly. So Phase Decay is very useful, even if you are not a hunter, um, a Phantom, sorry. You can use it if you are a team player and you play on teams with Phantoms. The monsters will always have phase decay. Phase decay gives 5% damage. So phase decay is very good for PSO2. Uh, Here I have Guardian Soul. Guardian Soul is the best soul you can have. Uh, it gives 70 overall to every stat. It gives 70 HP. It gives 7 PP. It's literally the best. It's also the hardest to do. And Ether Factor. Ether Factor is an option here, so it's not the best by far. It only gives, if I can put the pop-up up, it only gives 30 all stats, 10 HP and 6 PP. This can easily be changed to a capsule. It can be a even a graceful precision is better than this. It's not overall, it's only for precision, for example, but if it's a weapon, you already know what type of damage the weapon does, and you can go to a capsule. I didn't go to a grand precision because it was very expensive. I actually have the recipe here. It's my second link on the top. Uh, this is a very easy recipe to do. It's simpler than the other one. It has grand precision. Instead, you can go to graceful precision. It only changes so from 60 to 50 ranged. It doesn't give the HP. I think it gives a little less PP. Graceful. So it gives, yeah, one less PP. It's not a big deal. In NGS, it will be the same. So this one here costs 100 million, kinda, on PSO2 right now. It's very, very expensive. I don't recommend going to Grand Precisions. You can go to the Graceful Precision. It gives about the same. Uh, that would be about 10 million, I think, a Graceful Precision. So this was my recipe. So I have a lot of transfer passes. Even after all these crafts, I have like 300 transfer passes. So I decided to just craft a clause and fill the three slots with the let's go back to the one with factor. So and fill the three slots with the three abilities that I wanted. So in this case, I wanted Guardian Soul, again wanted the Phase Decay, I wanted Ether Factor. Ether Factor could also be a capsule. So I could also put a capsule in and transfer here. Let's see if I can do. I can't. Anyway, I could, instead of the current precision here, I could put a capsule for a other factor. It costs 120 mission passes. I could have done that. I didn't want to spend any mission passes because I needed already to craft a other factor for my Guardian Soul. So it was pretty much waste uh, going to mission pass because mission passes are limited. Mission passes are ending this week and there is no more mission passes. So if you spend all your passes, There are no more passes unless Sega changes for something other than mission patch passes to give you the capsules, which I doubt. Uh, this will be limited for the near future. So this is my recipe. I decided to transfer just these three. I only need three because this is the close weapon. If you go for the Revelade, that you have three slots, I think. So, oh, Revelate has two. Yeah, so if go to Revelate, we needed five here. Probably would need to set up four slots on that main weapon, and then affix something like a Grand Precision or a Graceful Precision. But since this one has five, we only need to fill three. Makes it a very easy craft. We don't really need to care much here, and this was my plan. So I wanted the phase decay. Phase decay is augment factor for Basilisk, and the yeah, Basilisk. Basilisk is super cheap, like 100k. It, it drops every single time uh, on divide quests, on the Yuki that we just did. Um, it's pretty easy. Doesn't really matter. It I will get to the point that we need four slots on some weapon, but we'll go to that later. It can be 8 slots here. It can be just a basilisk, a normal drop, any dungeon. Doesn't even need to have anything special on it. Then we need this one, add a factory receptor. Factory receptor you can buy from the shop. Actually, I will show where you can buy it. It's pretty easy. You go to the shopping area, and in the shopping area you turn right. You go here to the
Did you bring a bunch?
badge and memory exchanger, and usually the receptors are in two places, either on the exchange badge shop, there to exchange unique badges for this one with unit, or here on the badge exchange shop 5. You can scroll down and you'll have some gun blades here. And these gun blades have receptors. Only one, not like two like the previous one. But in this case we only needed the factory receptor. And this costs 30 uh, badges 5, which is ridiculous. I have 22,000. This is nothing. So we have two done, and we need the other ones. Other factor, actually I didn't craft this one. I saw one of these on the shop for like 50k. Probably someone made a mistake and just sold it. It was pretty stupid. I just saw it and bought it. But either way, this is all drops from Cradle. So you can get weapons, probably not with 4 slots, like with 8 slots, with 7 slots, with Ether Soul, Factor Catalyst. These are just drops from Cradle. You can just do like 2 or 3 runs and you are done. You are done with this. You don't need to worry. So actually, I don't know. Right now, with the drop rate not being boosted, it's probably a bit more. I did all my grinding like 2 months ago when we had 400% drop rate. So I dropped everything. I had my storage full since then, and I just crafted everything from that. I On these 3 weeks where I crafted everything, I didn't do one single grind. And like I said, this is easy to get. Just run like 5 times tops, and you should have everything for this craft. And like if you don't put anything in with 200, with actually, where do I say the week? Oh, here. So without a boost tweak, this one is 60%, you needed to do 40. So even without a boost tweak, this is pretty easy. Um, it only costs the X cubes. So you go to the X cube shop here, and you can go to scroll down to around here, and you have 30%, 20, and 40% 100s, and you can just buy a ton of them, and you're done for life. Literally done for life. And I wouldn't even spend 1/3 of my X cubes here.
Please come again.
So for the mana reverie in the Astral Soul, this didn't need to be on the same slot. I could have made two fodders with it, since I'm using 5, but this was pretty easy, and uh, I didn't want to spend another one. I will explain why, but this could be separate. You could do a mana reverie, and for mana reverie you need these 5 units here. You needed an Omega Memoria, Reverie Catalyst, Reverie Catalyst, Reverie Catalyst, Reverie Catalyst. It's always the same. So it's something uh, and 4 catalysts. This also drops in Cradle. It also drops uh, on the Dark Receive and the other one that came with Cradle. So it drops there. I recommend doing Cradle. You can get everything from Cradle. Pretty easy. Reverie catalysts are probably a bit rarer than factor catalysts, but it still drops and just normal crafting. And as you can see, I took out the 20% boost tweak, but even if you put a 40% augment here, you get 100% on everything. So this is 100%, no risk involved, even outside a boost tweak. Or if you go after NGS, we will have 15% every single month on PSU2 day. So this is guaranteed boost week every single month. Well, not week, day, but once a month we get 15% guaranteed, and you can craft it on that day. So I said we could make it separate. I put it together because I had one slot here, and I just put a unit here. So you can go
Need something?
to your inventory, search for, it's not unit, it's, sorry, it's union. Yeah, you should have like a ton of them. This drops pretty easy in rainbow keys. So if you do a rainbow key, you get like 3 of these. Just just pick one. Just pick one. You can see I have thousands. Well, not thousands, but a lot. I probably have more on my other characters, and I just already sold a lot and used a lot on all my crafts. This is given. Actually, let me see how much it costs on the shop. So 1 million. Oh, actually, we don't need 8 slots. We only need like 4 slots without anything. So yeah, this is for free. You can just pick this up here and use it. Um, and actually, if you use a 4 like that, you can use it on the last one. You don't need to put it together here. But like I said, it's 100%, doesn't really matter. Absolute Glare, it's a bit trickier if you want to craft the catalysts, but as the other ones, you can get this from Cradle. So farm Cradle, pick up this, save them, and use them. 100% guaranteed, no risk involved. And just put everything together, and oh, now we get through the risk. Yeah, so this step is the one that it's riskier. Outside the boost week, even with a 50%, it's 36%. It's pretty low. If it was the other one, uh, even outside, it's a bit better. It's 60% because you don't have the factor here, uh, and it's 60% on a boost week like this day. It's 80%, super safe. Uh, I would recommend using an insurance. I used insurance on mine like this, so 20% with factor and guardian soul. It's 64 because I have the two of them. And it's even if you don't have the 50%, it would be 40% here and would be bit below 50%. If you use insurances, most likely the second one will pass. In my case, Guardian Soul succeeded 3 times, other factors failed twice. So I tried to craft these 3 times and only one succeeded. So it was about 40 million a try, so 38 million or something like that, just to do this craft. If you didn't have the other factor, or you are outside the boost week, it will be way worse. If you are on PSO today, after NGS comes out, it will be 40% like this, and it will be 75% like this. So this is still pretty safer. And that's my weapon. I recommend these builds. You can take out phase decay for something else if you are not a phantom. It won't really matter much. Uh, I will go to a spreadsheet I have here. The link is also on the screen. I'm not sure who created this. I got it from a Keropi video, but credits for the author. If you go to Discord, you probably can search using the link after the bit, the short little link. You can actually search for this on the Discord, and you can also actually see a lot of people that shared there on the PSO2 fleet. I'm not exactly sure. I tried to search who was the author to give them credit. So anyway, credits for the author. This is not my doing, and if you want me to take these out on my video, please contact me and I will do it, no problems. This is a very good sheet. It summarizes everything you need to know about changing from PSO to NGS. And if you go here, you can actually see that, for example, the build I did had a Guardian Soul, had a Aether Factor, and it had a phase. Okay, so this one. And here is like Guardian Soul is the best that you can have here. Gives 1% on almost everything. You cannot beat 1%. The other factor also gives 1%. Like I said, the alternative for this would be the capsules. And if you go to the capsules here, you can have the Grace, for example, also has 1%, 1%, 2 PP, and 10 HP, which is almost the same as here. So it's this about the same, and this one also has 1% resistance. So it's a little bit better than the capsule. In my case, it was a lot cheaper than putting a Grandmite. If I went to the market, let's see how much it's on the market right now.
Oh, leaving already? Did you bring a bunch?
So, oh crap. So let's see how much it's currently on the market for the Grand Precision. So Grand Precision is a 100 million. It's a bit cheaper than it was yesterday. If you go to the graceful one, I think it's this one. So it's 10% the other one, and it's a lot cheaper than actually doing the two extra fixes I did for the insurances because to make insurances is 10 recycles. Oh, this is also cheaper now. I wanna cry. I really wanna cry. So when I crafted, the minimum was around 1.4. Uh, right now you could do it a bit cheaper. Still, one extra try is 10 recycle badges, and 10 recycle badges is about the price of one of these. If you want for casting, if you want to put it on a rod, for example, uh, the grunts are very cheaper compared with that one. It's still a bit expensive. I think I bought the ones for my units at about 31 million, and I bought one at 34. But you don't need to go grant. You could just go to oh, it's here. So this one is 2 million. 2 million is very cheap. Don't go for grants. It's not worth it at the moment. Just go for one of these. This is pretty fine. It will be the same on NGS. Don't go for grants. It's just my advice. Um, but like I said, I wanted to go to the other factor because I didn't want to pay for the capsule, and this also gave me a bit of resistance, so I decided to go factor. But it's your choice of what you want to do. You also have other options. You could go for crack 5, for example, but this would also cost you about 20 million to put two crack 5s, and you still need to gamble about 20%, but it would still be an option. Everything else, it's really not worth it. So Omega Memoria, it's not worth it. Actually, I don't know if you can put this together with other stuff. Let's see what I have here with 1%. Exceed energy, you needed a capsule from the scratch, so don't don't try this. It's a lot better for PSO2, but on NGS it's actually worse than the Factor, and it's a lot more expensive because you need to spend SG on it. And there is not many options. Um, this is about it. So my recommendation is going either Grant Precision or Grant Might or Grant Technique. Uh, Grace. I'm sorry. Grace Might, Grace Technique, or Grace Precision. That will give these stats. It's pretty good. If you don't want to do that, you can go to either Crack or another factor. And my recipe will work with any of them, no problems. Everything else, it's really not worth it. It's actually more expensive and makes the recipes harder. Uh, for example, you could go to a glare. You could put a dim weapon with the glare and the divine wheel, but it's still a big drop. And that's it. That's my recommendation. For assignments, we still don't have the complete list here. I still am not sure what will be the gleams. We have some gleam stuff here, so Wheel of Petal Sea, for example, Wheel of Leaf Gleam, but we don't actually have the main stuff. We don't have the rainbows, we don't have the petal gleams, we don't have the sea gleams. I'm counting for most of it to be on the 1% attack, unless it gives PP or HP, and then it will be like this one. But let's see. Hopefully some of them will be like this, so it gives both. That will be a bonus. If, but don't worry about this. It will cost about 1 million to change from one SR augment, and let's hope for some events with zero Zeta, and we can change freely what we need after we see what comes on NGS. So don't worry, just put 5 augments that make sense on PSO2 and worry this about this later. Just don't go crazy. Don't try to get a song too. Don't pay 100 million. Don't pay 500 million for anything. Um, Accelerating Pursuit and Skydance support is actually the only things that it's actually worth spending a lot of money on. But still, even those, I don't recommend going crazy. There are some things that are missing here. For example, there is an S6, so there is an S6. Yeah, there is this one, escalating expanse. Actually, let me do like this. Um, so yeah, as you can see, this one is crazy. But I think if this one converts to something that actually affects escalating pursuit, this will be very good. Uh, so the price is crazy. It changes the effect of escalating pursuit to an area effect, but this is will probably be the best S6 if the others change to 1%. This will probably be the best one, considering that you have escalating pursuit on your weapon. But like I said, this is crazy. If you drop it, great. Actually, if you drop it, maybe sell it. Uh, if it doesn't have the effects, the price will drop like crazy on NGS launch. So I just do whatever you want. I would sell it maybe and risk it. Uh, but this is just my theory. I also have another one with Dharma. I think it's called Dharma Boon. Yeah. So this one is like free. If you don't have one of these and you don't have a good S7, buy this. Just buy it. My theory is that um, it will be the same effect as steel grades, and you can see the difference in price. Just buy something. Uh, because this will be probably 1% attack. Steel Grace and Dharma Boon will be the 5% PP consumption. Medical potential will be HP. I don't really know about the others. Rainbow Depth. What's Rainbow Depth? Uh, yeah, this one can also be kind of nice depending on the how the gleams go. Actually, the price on this one is pretty nice. Um, actually, I think I may buy that one. Yeah, that one is actually very nice. I I need to check how much this gives because this can be nice and I would gamble. I would gamble for sure for 6 million. I would gamble. But anyway, that's it for the weapons. Let's go to the units. So my units right now are not god affixes. Uh, like I said, I didn't want to go crazy on anything, so I didn't do god affixing on this. I did most of it, but I changed the Resolve 5 to a Doom Break. And seriously, I don't regret it. It's a lot safe. It's a lot safer. It's a lot easier to craft, and money-wise, it's day and night. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I did go grand questing, so I paid 40, well, 30, between 30 million and 40 million for each casting. If you are crafting right now, I don't recommend that. I recommend just going graceful casting and be done with it. There are a couple more options. I will talk a bit option for this, but I still think this one is the best that you can put here. and change this one for graceful. Other than that, this was my craft. I will show the recipe now. So it's my third link on the screen, and I will explain this. This was my second craft on the units. My first craft I'm not gonna show. I'm ashamed of it, and I actually made a mistake because the tool had a bug. It's if you go to here. Oh, sorry, here and search for glare catalyst. It has this one with 30% in 3 glares and says that a glare catalyst can be converted with 3 glares. This is wrong. This one doesn't work. And it kind of screwed my first recipe up. And it was very, very lucky that I actually managed to finish it up. I almost gave away a Guardian Soul, and actually I think I spent like 30 million extra just to fix this mistake. So if you are using this and you are planning a recipe that is not the one that I'm going to show, be careful with this one. This one doesn't work. It doesn't show up on in-game to craft. These two actually. So it's not possible to transfer a glare catalyst using glare catalysts. Be very careful. So this was my second recipe. My second recipe, and we'll start here because this part is very similar to what I showed for the weapon. You actually need Mana Reveries and Astral Soul and Aether Factor. Unfortunately, you don't have SAF here for Astral Soul, so you cannot just copy it from a weapon. It's a shame, but this is very easy to craft. You only need to farm Cradle. You get this 5, you craft one. You get this 5, you craft another. You get this 5, you craft another. You get this 5, you craft another. And you have 5 slots done. You have this one, this one, this one, this one. This is exactly the same that I showed before on the previous recipe. It's 0% fail chance, and you get everything from Cradle. These two you also get from Cradle. So you put two Protoneer glares just from Cradle. You don't need any craft, and you get all this piece done. Easy. You have 75% on this, so to craft this, you need to put 40% at least, gives you 70%. Put an insurance on it, like 2 insurances, and this will be crafted. No problems. Uh, Very cheap. Everything from direct drops with 0% failure chance. And you need 1 insurance. Well, 2 insurances. If it fails once, you get the second try. With 7%, 70%, you shouldn't need more than 1. If you need 2 tries, 3 tries, you are not lucky. Actually, I think on one of my units I had to try 3 times, but let's say 20 million here to just make sure this doesn't fail. And oh, I forgot one thing. The reason I didn't want to spend the 5 slots here is because I needed a 4 slot to use the 4 slot protects. It's very important that you protect your crafts. If your main fodder here has more than 5 slots, you are not able to protect this build, and you are very risking your life on this 75%. Or on this case, on the 20% boost week, I would be doing 49. I did this one, so 65, and it failed twice. I used the 4 slot weapon that I had on my storage, just random weapon with 4 slots just to put these in. And I put as the main fodder my 4 slots and everything else at 8 slots. Because everything else was a drop and I only had 8 slots for every single thing. But to use the protections, I used 4. This is very, very important. Don't forget it, because if you fail this, you are screwed and you need to start over. So either do this, or like I said before, you could put the other factor that you buy from the weapon in the shop that I showed. You can go there, you search for Union, you put it 4 slots, you just buy it as four slots, and put it as main here. This will become 4 slots, and you can use this one as main fodder. Just as easy. Going back to my unit recipe. So we have this one ready because it was very easy, very straightforward, no problems. And we need to craft the rest. And this is where our problems begin. This one is what I recommend doing. I recommend doing 2 of these. Instead of doing this second fodder and this third fodder, I recommend you doing 2 fodders like this. Replace this fodder 2 with 2 copies, and then you use 2 glare catalysts that you drop from Cradle. It's the same that we used around here. Sorry. So it's the same that we have here on top. It drops directly from Cradle, and you can use it. I did the slightly different one because on one of my Cradle runs, I actually dropped one of this. I dropped Glare Catalysts that are also at the Doombreak tree, and this make my recipe easier because I already had this fodder tree ready, and I didn't need to put it together on a different one that actually needed to craft. So I had this tree ready, and I simplified my recipe to taking out the Doombreak from my fodder 2 and use it as the direct drop from Cradle. That's why my recipe is a bit different. If you don't have something like this, don't try to craft it. It's not worth it. Just put the Doombreak together here on fodder instead of this junk A, and do the same recipe that I have here on the bottom for fodder 1. And this is where the cost comes from. This will be the most costly part of the recipe, especially because it only has a 60% rate of success. Even if it's on same equipment, get 60% even on this one because Doombreak is 100%. So like I said, it's not harder to put it here. You just need a lot more Doombreaks to do this bottom one. Fodders is the hardest one. This will be the most expensive, so I don't recommend trying to put anything on a Fodder's glare. The second most expensive will be the Angel glare or the Dumia's glare. Uh, Both can be on this slot. And if possible, don't put anything together with it. If you need to put something together, I recommend putting the Doom Break because to put Doom Break on a 20% weak, it's either thir going 30% in gel glare and putting 2 Doom Breaks, 3s, just 3 pieces, and you have this, you put a 40% here, you have a 90% chance of success. I don't recommend, so Doom Breaks drop directly from Cradle. If you needed to farm all the rest, you have Tomb Breaks to craft all of this. I would not recommend using an insurance on this one. It's 90%. 90% is pretty safe. If you fail this, it's 1 million, um, maybe 1.5 million for another Angel Glare. It's a lot cheaper than 10 million for an insurance. So it's not worth to put an insurance on this. It's also not worth to put 2 Angel Glares. So I could put 2 Angel Glares like this and put 2 Doom Breaks. This would be I don't know why this didn't save. Let's try again. So 2 gel glares, 2 doom breaks, and okay, like this. This would be 2 million, 3 million, depending on the price on your server. Uh, so doom break 3 is free. If you farm a bit of cradle, it drops like 5 per run, maybe. Just don't worry about it. In my opinion, I would try twice with a 90% than having to use 2 angel glares to raise it to 100. If you have enough angel glares and you don't care, uh, do this. I would sell it instead of trying trying to do this. So let me just go back, put it like it was. So this is the same recipe for everything that I put here. So if you want to Doom Break 3, you put Barouche Glare and 2 Doom Breaks, and it gives you this fodder piece. The Craft 4 is a bit different. The Craft 4, you actually need either 2 Crack 4s or 3 Cracks 3. I did 3 Cracks 3 because it's a lot cheaper. It's only 10% difference. So if you do like this, you put everything separate, you get uh, here 40%, you get 81% chance of crafting this. It's pretty safe. Exoglare goes about 300k, so you can actually go and put 2 exoglares and 3 characters. It's everything is still let's put it separate, or otherwise it's scrappy. So everything is separate. So 2 exoglares and the cracked trees, and this is a 90%. So since this is a lot cheaper than Angler Glare, I would probably use 2 of them because this drops very easily. You can just do Final Lament and you drop this, and you get this piece done, and you get all the pieces done like this. You get 2 crack 4s. You can buy it on the player shop. You can craft it from crack trees. Crack trees drop in Final Lament. You can also get pretty easy crack ones on 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 Cradle. You can also get crack ones on Lament. You get crack 5s as well. If you get the crack 5, I recommend selling it. Just sell the crack 5 and upslot the crack 3s and craft the crack 3s and crack 5 4s. My recipe, this one doesn't use crack 5s at all. Uh, because you need just 2 crack 5s and it's not easy to put it anywhere else. You could put here 2 crack 5s, but I would sell it. I would sell them. Just it's just not worth it. Just not worth the money. So you having all the glares done, you put 2 extra crack 4s on the recipe and a crack 4 on one of the other pieces, and you get this piece with a 60% rate. I recommend using an insurance here. So my total cost of this insurance, apart from the photos glare and the Engler glares, that are the hardest to get if you have not farmed before on it in Armada. It's, let's say it fails every time once, so you need 3 insurances plus other 3. It's 60 insurances. It makes the overall cost of this recipe plus the other one, so it's about 80. It should put the price of all these in about 100 million. 100 million and about 1 hour of work just putting stuff together. And you get this, which is pretty crazy. Going back to the NGS list, what does this mean? It means that you get the Guardian Soul, 1%. It's the best soul that you can have. You have a Mana Reverie. It's also the best Reverie that you can have. It's a Absolute Glare. It's an Aether Factor. It Let me select like this, just to be easier to see. Uh, you also get the Crack 5. Unfortunately, I didn't go for the Veteran Resolves, and I went for the Doom Breaks instead. So I lost a lot here on the conversion, but the effort for the Veteran Resolve is not worth it, really. Unless you are very rich and you have Veteran Resolves everywhere dropping, just don't. Just don't. This is too much effort for 15 0.15%. Just just not worth it. I would quickly put something else there, or go for example for here. You could go Veteran Resolve 3. You'd still need to farm a bit. You'd still need to farm risk quests. Even for 3, I wouldn't bother at all. And yeah. Oh, I didn't say how you put everything together. So let me go and explain how you can put everything together. So to put everything together, you just need to put all the other affixes here. So it's a mana reverie, it's an ether factor, it's a capsule here. So let's say graceful casting, and you need an S. Let's say that it's a back piece, so you need an X6. And I would recommend going skillful adepts, for example, since it's 15% crit rate, pretty good, works marvelous. If you have an escalating expense, just sell it. Just that's my opinion. But I'm still waiting to see what actually skill adept is on NGS. If it's 1% attack, I don't know. I would probably change to something that gives PP instead, but we'll see. We'll have to see. But anyway, like this, you would transfer, you'd put a graceful, you would just select here, put graceful on an item here, take out the slot, confirm, do it again. So here we select an item, we put in one of these, and we confirm, and then transfer again, select an item, take out the slot chunk, confirm, and this was the other one that we crafted. So this one was it's the other one I showed. This costs 15 transfer passes here, 25 here, 100 here. So a total of 140 transfer passes for all the transfers. It in money it should cost about 4 million, maybe 5 million to do all these transfers. But if you did the other crafts, I don't think 5 million would be a problem. And this is done 100% rate guaranteed. So yeah, that is it for my little guide. It took a lot longer than I expected. A lot longer. It's stream also almost at 2 hours now. But yeah, that's it. I links are on top. I will take them out now and go back to the game and just pause the video and go back if you need the links again. And that's it.